to stay up late.
Or to
Good
get up
morning.
early.
Or get up early. It's fun to get up early with you.
Yeah.
Hello.
Good morning. Happy
Feliz,
Friday.
Feliz miércoles. Happy
Wednesday.
Wednesday.
Happy Wednesday.
Mhm.
Trying to
Mhm.
manifest it.
Yes, today is another day, and we have a ton of questions
So many.
to get to because yesterday was Instagram Q&A day. I try to get through about 25 on Instagram, and then I am often frustrated that there's so many more because I can't sit on Instagram for hours and get through them, but we can rapid fire go through the rest of them here. So we have that. We will also talk a little bit about some news items, and then at the end, if there are comments or whatever that are submitted while we are talking, then we will get to those at the end. Shall we talk about a little bit of news?
Yeah. First thing, we have an update to yesterday's shocking, devastating Harambe Market menu.
Well, the menu still is burgers and fries, but they did update the photos so that it's not just burgers and fries.
No.
Look at this lovely shrimp dish, and appears to be a chicken salad. What else we got over here? But they do have the burgers and fries, and that's because that's what was offered at Restaurantosaurus. So we've got the cheeseburger, salad, chicken strips, chicken wrap, etc., and fries.
And the cookie. Do not forget that cookie. That cookie is pretty amazing.
Yes. However, what we can do is head over to Kusafiri Coffee Shop and Bakery, which is right next to it, but inside. And you can get some of the bowls, like the chicken and rice bowl, beef and chicken rice, the rice bowls. And what I would do if we were there is head in and get one of these bowls and take it over to the Harambe Market seating area.
I would agree with that. Much nicer place to sit and relax, and it gets you closer to the cookie.
It does. Almost all quick service places, you can sit down there with your food that's from anywhere. Almost. Not the super popular places like Satuli Canteen or something like this, but other places you totally can.
Yeah.
Another news bit is that the characters at the stage show are not happening anymore.
No.
So let me read to you what it says in the app. If you go into the Disney World app right now, it says, Cinderella Castle is currently undergoing a magical transformation. Due to project work, Let the Magic Begin, which is the stage show, will be temporarily modified. While characters will not be making an appearance during this time, you will still hear the welcome fanfare and music to start your day at Magic Kingdom. That is nuts because without the characters, anyway, we never really recommended people line up to watch the stage show anyway. Like that.
No, it's nothing like what it used to be. I mean, it used to be a deal because you literally couldn't get into the park until after they completed the stage show. So
they held you hostage.
They held you hostage in that tiny area, as we have talked about every day for the past 4 months. But now you're down there in front of the castle. People are in the park. They're roaming around. It's not as big of a deal. It's a shorter show. It's not nearly as cute. But I do find this very funny. It feels like their jobs are being taken over by AI too.
Like, yeah, it's not just us.
No, not just us. They are just going to play some recordings. Hopefully, I really hope it's just music and like the welcome to the park. I hope there is no like character sounds, because that to me would be extra weird. Just keep it simple.
Yes, don't do it. But you just listen to it from your line wherever you are for early entry. Do that instead.
Yeah, no need to wait.
One other thing I wanted to mention is that the whole Aerosmith crew showed up to go on the ride one more time. So look at this. Isn't that nuts?
That is crazy. Wait, is Steven Tyler there?
Yeah.
Okay, no, this is just proof that we'll never age out of it either.
Yeah. So That used to be a bucket list for me. Like, let me go on that ride with Steven Tyler. But now that's not going to happen.
No, no,
It is simply not possible.
no. But like I said, it's just again proof that we will never be too old because if they can do it, we can too.
What,
Age
ride a
is
roller
just a
coaster?
number. Yeah, yes, they are not young pups anymore. How old? I'm
No.
going to look real quick. I just want to see how old is Steven Tyler.
I want to know about the discs in their neck. How are the discs in their neck doing?
He is 77 years old, Shannon Albert.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Listen, I want to go on them forever, but sometimes your body has other ideas about things.
Yeah, true, true.
For the record, I've never said no to a ride. It's just getting harder and harder to be like, is it worth it to potentially hurt myself in the neck?
And in that same vein, I will try anything once. No, that's really hard for me to say without making it into a joke. But yes, I will try. I will try any attraction one time.
I'm going to add a That's What She Said audio to the soundboard.
Please.
Just so we can do that without you having to do it. Okay.
Thank you.
Do you have any other news items before we jump into the questions?
No, other than I just want to shout out the newsletter. Today is newsletter day for the website. So if you haven't signed up for the newsletter, you should head over to www.prepschool.com and sign up because we come to your inbox once a week with all the latest news and info.
Today's email is titled, Your 2026 Disney Budget Needs Help.
My husband
pretty good
when he sees the bills.
Exactly.
Run Disney ain't cheap.
It isn't. So yeah, we send out an email every Wednesday. So that is excellent. Okay, I have the questions loaded up.
Let's go. Ready? I've been stretching all morning.
Yes, it's going to take that. We got a lot to get through. Okay, ready? Booking the same lightning lanes for 12 people for ease. Is it easy to swap on the back end for littles that may not ride?
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, this is the way to do it, is to, for speed, book everybody in your party and then go through, and then you can remove whoever's not actually riding.
Yes. Or if you've got people that want to ride twice and you don't have anything you want to replace those rides with, they can just use the littles magic bands and take a second ride.
100%. I need more people to know that. You can totally take somebody else's magic band and ride. So then an older kid who does want to ride, for instance, could go multiple times. All right. How far in advance can you schedule a minivan? Group of 12 headed to Magic Kingdom from the boardwalk. 0.
You cannot schedule them in advance.
You
Luck
can't.
Of the draw.
It's confusing because it isn't a Lyft app. And in Lyft, you generally can schedule things in advance, but not the minivans.
Which is why if it's something where it's very time sensitive, especially if it's during peak hours, like for park opening or like at the end of the evening, like something where you know it's going to be busy and it's going to be a popular service, don't wait. Earlier is going to be better for those kinds of things. Because right when you need it the most is when there's not going to be one available. And then that could really mess up your whole day's plan. So it's better to be early if it's a time sensitive thing.
And this is a group of 12, so they're going to need a couple. So that's going to require a couple of calls, and hopefully they're available when you need to take it to Magic Kingdom. With Park Hopper, can you book Lightning Lane for just the second park? Do you have to use Lightning Lane at the first?
With Lightning Lane, though, you're purchasing it for a specific park, right?
You're purchasing it for the park where you want to pre-book the Lightning Lanes.
So
and you get to choose.
So that's the answer to the question. Is
yes.
If you would buy it for the park that you want to use it at.
Yeah.
Right? The other thing is you could buy it for the first park, use one Lightning Lane in the first park, and as soon as you've used that one, then you can swap them out for the Lightning Lanes in the second park. So that's an option too, but you miss out on the 7-day advanced Lightning Lane bookings. So
yeah, I mean, I would generally want to book 3 in the first park, and then once you get there, you use at least one of them, and then start modifying for the second park. But you can do it either way. It's just you pay for the park where you want your 3 booked Lightning Lanes. Okay. Are the last 2 weeks of January still calm? Been there from the 17th to the 25th, and it was still pretty crowded.
It's
We do have a calendar.
yeah. And it's I think it's relative. Like the calm, it's kind of a relative thing. Oh, look at all that orange.
Yeah, a lot of people will tell us that they went in September and it was busy. I'm like, okay, well, then try going during a busy time and tell
Hmm.
us how it compared. But basically, there is stuff going on end of January. And that's one reason I wanted to show this calendar because there is the Martin Luther King holiday on the 19th, which makes it a longer weekend. And then there's field hockey and gymnastics competition and cheer dance competitions. And that can bring in a lot of people, especially on the weekends.
Yeah.
So if you can definitely do it and navigate around them, but just know that there are things happening. Okay. Cancellation policy for concert series at Epcot. Is it 2 hours prior?
Yes. Those act the same as any sort of advanced dining reservation. You just need to cancel it 2 hours before.
All right. How necessary are booking shows with Lightning Lane? I think it is generally not necessary unless you want to be in at a certain time.
Mm-hmm.
So if you line up, for instance, Festival of the Lion King, it's a very popular show. So if you line up for Festival of the Lion King, there's a chance you're not going to get in just because they've reached capacity. But if you have a Lightning Lane for that specific time, that show, you will be allowed in.
Yes. And I would say out of all the shows, that one is the one that is the most likely for you to get bumped to the next performance. Hopefully you aren't trying to go to the very last one of the day in that case. But most of the other ones, it's not too difficult usually to arrive closer to the actual show time and to be able to find a spot. It may not be the best spot or a great spot, but you are more than likely to get a spot, especially if it's not during a super busy time of the year.
I would also say in general, I would not pre-book shows as a Lightning Lane, but I might pick one up if I could.
Yes.
So in general, save it for rides, but it does guarantee that you get into a show, a specific show. Epcot After Hours event as a third park day. Is it worth it?
I mean, if it's a choice between buying like literally a third park day or like adding a third day to a park ticket or doing that, I don't think it's that much more at that point to do the after hours. I would probably do the after hours.
It depends how important the World Showcase is to you.
Oh, that's true.
So if rides are your focus, the Epcot After Hours is going to be good because you don't have to worry about lightning lanes and it's less crowded. You just kind of go. But a lot of the entertainment that makes Epcot is not available.
Yes, that's a great point. I forget about that sometimes people don't want to do just the attractions, the actual park itself. And that's different, I feel like, at Epcot because a lot of the things that make Epcot, like the festival booths and those kinds of things, are not going to be open during after hours.
Yep, 100%. But for rides, yes. Best way to watch Magic Kingdom fireworks from a resort. We do not have a park ticket. So we have lots of thoughts. In fact, here, Magic Kingdom fireworks used for the monorail resorts. Here's a good start. So basically, the number one on this map is Contemporary, and then 2 is Transportation Ticket Center, Polynesian, and Grand Floridian. So we're basically showing you can watch them from these resorts plus the Transportation and Ticket Center. And then within each of those, we have ideas for where to go. So, for instance, at the Contemporary, you can watch from California Grill if you're dining there, the 4th floor observation deck, and then there is the theme park view resort room balconies if you happen to be in one of those. So there is a deck out here, that number 2. 3 is if you have a room with a balcony, and 1 is at the top for California Grill. So can you see that?
Yes. Sorry.
Okay. And then we have the same charts for all the different resorts. So I'm gonna drop it in the chat so we don't have to go through them all like one by one.
Do you have a favorite?
I bet you can guess.
California Grill.
Yeah. Yeah, what about you?
agree. I like California Grill. I also think Narcoossee's is a great one. Um, it's not as popular. I don't. So it may be a little bit easier to get in, and I love the food there. So
Yeah,
it's a good
it's
option.
great. Yeah, and they do have fireworks cruises as well if you want
Hmm.
that. We don't tend to be as big a
And
fan of
there's
it
free
there.
options too. Like there,
Yeah.
you could do the like the dock over at the Grand Floridian. There's spots over at the Transportation and Ticket Center. So there's lots of options where you don't have to pay for an expensive meal.
Yeah, you don't have to pay anything at all if you don't want to. What type of fees are charged to your room? Is it each time that you scan your Magic Band? No, it's not every time. It's a threshold.
Hmm.
It's like, so when you check into your hotel, you have a credit card on file, and they use that for charges to your room, and they will charge it when it reaches a certain threshold, and then they will go through. So they could do multiple charges throughout your trip, but it's not every single transaction because
Hmm.
otherwise you could just use your credit card, I guess, in that case. But the threshold varies depending on the resort. Like I think deluxe resorts have a higher threshold.
Yeah. And I think that's a common misnomer for people is that your Magic Band is not attached to a credit card. Your Magic Band is attached to your room, and your room
Mhm.
has a credit card on file. So it's not you're not direct your Magic Band is not a replacement for like Apple Pay or something. It's literally tied back to your room where your resort has a credit card on file.
Yes. And if you want to pay off your room charges with a Disney gift card, then what you have to do is go down to your front desk periodically before they do this auto charge and just say, I'd like to pay off my balance with this gift card so
Mhm.
that it doesn't catch it on the credit card and go through. But we tend to do digital gift card, Disney gift cards, Apple Pay, and room charge. We do a lot of different things. Favorite Phantasmic dinner package for family with kids or want decent food, Disney dining plan. I think it's Hollywood and Vine that is the best value, and you get a
Mhm.
character meal. So it's like character meal, cute decor, food that we like now,
Mhm.
and Fantastic dining package. It's the same number of credits on the Fantastic package or just a regular meal. My vote is Hollywood and Vine.
Yeah, I would agree with kids. If you just want mashed potatoes though, 50's prime time.
Yes. Should I go to Epcot or Hollywood Studios on Friday? Other park would be visited on Wednesday, April 15th, April 17th. So we do have charts about the best parks. That person said April, right?
Yes.
Okay. So if you go to our content where we talk about the best parks, we tell you what we suggest. So we're looking at April 15th and the 17th. So let's go and look at what we've got. So we have charts for all the months with lots of dots indicating which one we recommend. Okay, so April, and we're looking at the 15th and 17th. And then what was the question? But should I go to Epcot or Hollywood Studios on Friday? Epcot or okay, so we say avoid Epcot that
Mhm.
Friday. So in that case, I would do Hollywood Studios.
Which makes sense because Friday is part of that 3-day weekend. It's a festival going on. that's why Epcot is not as highly recommended as the other parks because
And you'll see every Friday it's red.
yes, because the festivals can get a little bit rowdier, make the World Showcase a little bit rowdier because of
Yeah, and
the easy access to the fun.
And we have Epcot as green on Wednesday. So our vote would be April 15th, Epcot, April 17th, Hollywood Studios. How about that? Every time I pop back in the screen, it makes me tiny on this side. I don't understand what's going on. If my family books a Disney World package, can I stay with them with an annual pass?
You can, but you won't be on the reservation. So that means your Magic Band won't work, and you won't be able to access the Magic Mobile to unlock the door that way either. You also won't be officially on the room count, which Disney does not like because those numbers are important for fire safety.
You can go to the front desk though at the resort and ask to be added. It just literally explained like
Mhm.
my family is booked here and I am visiting. I would like to stay in the room with them, and then they can just sort of allow you. hopefully.
Yes. Would they in that case, would they add an additional like adult fee to the room?
Yeah. I don't think it would be free. But it wouldn't be the package price that everyone else paid.
Mm-hmm.
It'd be more of a nightly rate, I think. Are there room discounts for annual passes? And if so, what are they? I wish. Every time you have to pay the $1,400 or whatever it is, it kills me. It's room discounts.
Yes, I was gonna say, yeah, there's up to 40% off, Shannon.
Sorry. I'm thinking I want a discounted annual pass. That's what I really want.
Same. Well, if you buy DVC, you can have a discounted annual pass.
Yes, just for the low price of a DVC contract.
Exactly.
Okay, yeah. So annual passes, not a lot of discounts. Room discounts, yes.
Yes, they can be amazing.
Up to 40%.
Yes, and those are typically like the deluxe resorts, and the windows of time for those aren't as big, but the annual pass discounts are almost always the best discounts that you can get for rooms at Disney.
Sometimes they come out a little later, so you may or may not get the advance notice that the other general public discounts do. But when I go in to book our trips and I'm clicking at the top to see which promotion's better, usually the annual pass discount is the best.
Yeah.
So, and I know in the math of like, should I get an annual pass or not? Most people are only looking at park days, like regular park tickets versus annual pass. But the truth is you can save a lot of money with the annual pass on your hotel and merchandise and that kind of stuff. So it can be beneficial in other ways. Tips for getting dining reservations for 8 people.
Another whole post on this one too. For 8 people isn't as difficult as say like a group of 12. I would, of course, try booking for 8. If you're having issues booking for 8, try booking for groups of like 4 and 4, ask to be seated together. Try dining during off peak hours. So instead of trying for, a straight up noon lunch, try an 11 or a 1:30. If it's really important for you to try to book for 8. And then also some restaurants just aren't going to have many options. So you might have to diversify where you want to eat a little bit if being all in one reservation is super important. I've gone with larger groups before and booked, separate reservations. I've never had an issue, at least being sat near each other with tables. So don't be afraid of that. If you're patient and you don't mind waiting for 2 tables that are nearby to open up, Disney will try their best to accommodate.
Yeah, 100%. And I'm going to include our information about it so that you can get more details because we've assembled them all there. Okay. Okay. Can 3 adults, 1 toddler, and 1 infant stay in a room that is not for 5? Yes. So max capacity of 4 means ages 2 and up or 3 and up. Do you remember which age it is? Because parks are 3. But an infant definitely is a bonus.
Yes. Yeah, they're the bonus one. It's been a while since I had an infant. I don't know. Let me look.
Yeah. So basically, if a room says max capacity of 4, you can definitely take an infant in because they don't sort of count as that max capacity. So it's 4 plus a child in a crib, basically. But the park tickets are ages 3 and up. And so any child under 3 doesn't need a park ticket or lighting lanes or any of that kind of stuff.
I would say the one thing to think about with this, is the smaller rooms. It can be difficult to start fitting in all the people. And we have a post on the website that kind of shows you what a pack and play looks like inside of the different room sizes. So you can get a feel for whether or not it's going to work for your family. Because sometimes groups will be like, we've got like the 4 adults or 2 adults and 2 older kids and 1 infant, but we want to put 1 child on an air mattress and the other one wants to be in a pack and play. And by the time you do that, on especially some of the value sized rooms, there's just not the space to maybe comfortably be able to do that. So that's why we have pictures so you can see what the rooms look like a little bit better with the pack and play fully assembled and in the room.
Somebody in the chat said it is 3.
Okay, great.
3 is the cutoff for both park tickets and for the room. But once your youngest one hits 3 years old, then you'll have to look for the rooms that accommodate 5. Yep. Okay. Next up, we have best way to get from MCO to Art of Animation if not renting a car. Um, if you are adults only, I'm betting you're not. If you're adults only, rideshare. If you are family, private car or the Mears service, the
Hmm.
bus. The benefit to the private car service is they can help you with your luggage at the baggage carousel, and they could do a stop at a grocery store if you want. So you can pick up your groceries on the way to your resort. If you do the bus, you're just getting on the bus.
But it's way less expensive.
It is way less expensive. Yes. They just aren't going to help you with any of those other things. Is rope dropping test
Test
track
track.
coming from the International Gateway a fool's errand? Um, I don't know if it's a fool's errand, but it is a bit of a hike.
Hmm. Yeah, that's a pretty long haul. I don't think it's necessarily a bad thing. If you're doing it because you don't want to ride Remy's Ratatouille Adventure, then I, it's not bad. You could always, if your party is configured in a way that it would work, you could use a single rider line. By the time you get over there, that should be open. If you are purchasing multipass, I would not get a Remy's multipass. Then I would swap it out and do um, a test track multipass and rope drop Remy's. I mean, it's not a bad plan. It's just know it's going to be a haul. You're going to feel the pressure to walk quickly, even if you don't really maybe necessarily need to, but everybody else is going to be. So you're going to be hauling booty quite a ways from back there all the way to the front.
You are, in the words of Heather, Holland booty. But most people are going to Remy's and Guardians of the Galaxy. So if
Mhm.
you're heading straight to test track, you will be towards the front of the line. It's just that it's going to take you a little bit to get there.
Yeah.
So, park hopping, Animal Kingdom in the morning and Magic Kingdom in the afternoon. I guess this is just, is it a good idea? Sure.
Sounds great to me.
The perk of Animal Kingdom in the morning is it opens very early.
Mhm.
So you can really get started earlier than the other parks usually. If you use lightning lanes and you book them for Animal Kingdom, it's less expensive
Mhm.
than the other parks. So Animal Kingdom lightning lanes. And if you have lightning lanes at Animal Kingdom and you tap in, if it's an early lightning lane, sometimes when you tap in, the other parks aren't even open yet.
Mhm.
So you can start booking lightning lanes for the second park, in your case, Magic Kingdom.
Yes, and
So
the same reason that Animal Kingdom's great because it's opened earlier. It tends to close earlier as well, but Magic Kingdom tends to stay open later. So you can really maximize your number of hours in a park by doing it that way.
100%. Although, if our dream of Animal Kingdom staying open later comes true,
Let's manifest that.
Princess Weekend. Buy cheap Animal Kingdom lightning lanes or buy Magic Kingdom lightning lane for the afternoon. Will Magic Kingdom rides sell out?
It probably depends on which day. Um, that's a great question. I would probably do Magic Kingdom and do the afternoon, especially if you are there for Princess Weekend. That way you can get your metal pictures, in front of the castle. If you can pre-book 3, if you pick the ones you most want to ride and then plan to stay until the park closes and do things at the end of the evening too, you're still going to get some rides in. There are always anytime attractions that aren't necessarily going to have huge long lines that are great to ride. You'll get the fireworks.
Mhm.
So that's personally what I would probably do.
Okay. Ding.
I know.
I've tried all the things. How do I get Rose and Crown fireworks reservations? I'm 0 for 10. We do love the Rose and Crown package. Um, they don't load a lot of these special packages 60 days out.
Mm-hmm.
So if you were on 60 days out and you're like, why isn't it available? It probably just wasn't set up. I would set up a dining alert and let it alert you like Mouse Watcher. And
Yes.
then it can let you know when it is available.
And then the other thing is that there are not that many tables that are eligible for this package. So it's a very small number, which makes it even more difficult to try to snag, make it later in your trip, that reservation, so that you're taking advantage of that plus 10, so that you are having the maximum number of days away from everybody else who's only able to book 60 days out, if that makes sense. I did not explain that well. Shannon, you do a much better job explaining it.
If it's available 60 days out, that's the problem, because sometimes Disney doesn't load it. But if they do, you're always maximizing your chances by putting it towards the end of your trip.
Yeah.
Okay. Can you say shop and walk around during extended hours if you were not deluxe?
No, they can smell the pour on you and they kick you out.
And by you, we mean usually us too.
Yeah. Yes.
we don't usually
as we make our way back to Pop or the All-Stars. Sometimes they don't even let you purchase items.
Yeah. I mean, I wouldn't do this.
Mhm.
I wouldn't do this because they are trying to check your Magic Band to make sure that you are an on-site guest. Could you meander out and do a little bit of shopping, little photos? Probably, because the main focus is usually the rides. And before you get on a ride, they check you every time. But I would plan on exiting.
Yeah.
First day at Caribbean Beach Resort, what's the best option to request the Aruba section with the update to preferred? Well, I mean, it's the same as any resort request, which is you can call, you can do the chat in the My Disney Experience app and just request that section. Some people fax things in to the resorts. So
and just checking in person, go to instead of doing it in the app, doing the online check-in, I would go up to the counter and talk to them directly if you didn't get what you want, especially.
Well, yeah, if you don't get what you want, then you can always go to the desk and ask. But I do personally like online check-in because then you can submit requests in that process too. It's kind of limited what you can do in the online check-in screens, but they do have some requests. But you can always go to the front desk and ask. Do you have any advice on how to score a Hilton Head reservation? So Hilton Head, we went in December, so that was easy. It's off peak. So if you go during an unbusy time, it's really easy. But because it is DVC based, people book, 11 months out. And so you would have to go really far in advance. And if you're not a DVC owner, then you would have to go the point rental route and put your request in through an owner or a company that does the points. And so you have to be either far enough ahead during a peak time or go during off-peak time, and then it's pretty easy. I actually booked ours directly through Disney. I didn't rent points. I did it directly. Transferring from the All-Stars to Port Orleans, will Bell Services transfer our luggage?
Yes.
They sure will. You just take it to Bell Services at All-Stars, your All-Star resort. Tell them you're transferring. It might take some hours. So in your case, maybe you head to a park, and then when you leave that park, go back to your Port Orleans resort, and it should be at Bell Services there. Do you know if the Grand Cottage is coming back this year at the Grand Floridian?
I don't, but when I saw this question, I was like, oh, this will be a great canary in the coal mine for the gingerbread house, I think. Just to kind of see how they handle another large structure being in the lobby.
Exactly. I don't know what they're going to do in the lobby now that they have a permanent
bar.
Like, are they going to add another structure? Yeah, we'll find out soon, I guess. Best advice to be the parade grand marshal. So this is luck, and you can't really predict it, but being early seems to be helpful. Like at Magic Kingdom, Tap Style is really early, and being enthusiastic and showing that you have matching shirts and buttons and you have a good attitude, and that's really good advice for being picked for anything. They want enthusiastic people that they know are going to appreciate it, I think. Best advice to get the table in the boat at the boathouse. So I looked this up, and it appears that it is by request only, and that you can't. It's confusing because in Open Table it says there are multiple types of seating you can request, but when you go to click on a reservation, it just says standard seating. There isn't any actual choices. But it appears that you just have to be a first come first serve, and some people have said that they have called ahead of time.
Yes.
Like, our group is coming today, we'd really like to sit there, but just showing up early and requesting it appears to be the only way. Again, a little bit of luck. For an annual pass holder, is an after hours ticket to Magic Kingdom worth the extra cost, or should I go to extra hours Epcot, stay in deluxe? I mean, we do both. We have annual passes, and so all these extra tickets, Jollywood Nights, Christmas party, after hours events, we pay extra for them.
And okay, I don't know about you, Shannon, and this is definitely not just Disney math. I apply this math to lots of things, but in my mind, if you've already paid for the annual pass, like that money's, yeah, after hours thing, that's the only thing you're paying for on that trip, because the annual pass has been paid for however long ago. It doesn't matter anymore. That money's gone. So it makes sense to me.
And this, ladies and gentlemen, is Mickey math. Yeah, I mean, I don't know. We love Magic Kingdom After Hours a lot, but you could also go to Epcot extra evening hours if you want. I don't know. I think it's worth it, because you have to consider that you don't have to buy lightning lanes, whereas you might be buying lightning lanes if you were going during, with your annual pass. And if you're going to a hotter time of year, then you can enjoy Magic Kingdom without the heat.
I'm really enjoying how we're justifying this. Also, if you have really big pockets, you can fill them up with the bottled soda. So if you're planning correctly, you could get probably a 6-pack to take back with you to your room, at least. Toss in some popcorn and Mickey bars, and suddenly you're making money. You could peddle those on the street or on the bus. I mean, so many options.
You can't afford not to go, is what we're saying.
Yeah.
Okay. Best restaurant for anniversary dinner celebrating 19 years. I am partial to the California Grill. I don't love that it's a fixed price menu, because then you're locked in for a hefty price tag. But for the food quality, the service, the views, like just the views out the glass, as well as the fireworks, to me, that's the best one.
Yes. And it feels more romantic there. It's a little bit more peaceful. I would also say Victoria and Albert's, or even like we mentioned it before, Nakusi's. I think those ones are great options too, but I agree. California Grill.
Yeah. Grand Floridian table service in general is going to be, more upscale, more adult-like. So you're going to be good there, or California Grill. What are the typical kids club hours in the Fantasy? Usually they're 9 a.m. to midnight.
Except on days when you're like at Castaway Cay, or what's the other one? Point.
Lookout. Or Lighthouse Point.
Lighthouse Point. Then it goes from until like 3:30 on the island, because they have kids clubs on the island too.
Oh, that's right.
So, and then on the ship it would start like at 4 or whatever, and go like from 4 to midnight then. So, but typically you'll have coverage for kids clubs from 9 to midnight-ish.
Can I request a golf cart down the pier at Lookout before a cruise? You can request it. Your best bet is to go to guest services on your ship early in your cruise. Just say, on our Lighthouse Point day, like Lookout Key, whatever you want to call it, same thing. I need a golf cart to take me all the way across that long pier. And then hopefully they will be able to accommodate you, because it is a bit of a hike. Oh my gosh. Okay. This is covering up all our bases. Okay. Is it possible to book DCL transportation this way? Disney World to the port to Disney World. I have a late flight home, but still have active park ticket. I'm just worried about luggage, as they're not allowed on the Disney bus. Okay. So I'm going to turn the question off so that it's not covering our screen. DCL transports your luggage for you. So you can leave it in your room, and they will come and get it. And they'll tell you, like, have it in your room by 7:38, whatever it is. And then you have your like luggage tags on it, and then they will take it. So that works.
Wait, put the question back up. I'm confused.
DCL transport this way. Disney World to the port to Disney World.
But it doesn't work that way if you're leaving from a Disney resort, does it?
Yes. They will take your bags for you. Disney World to the port to Disney World. I have a late flight home, but still have active park ticket. Oh, but I think they're also talking about going back to Disney World
Yeah, I think
afterwards.
it's on the way back.
Okay, no, they're not going to hold your
Your
luggage during that whole time. I'm not totally clear on the question, but
so well, here's what I think they're saying is like, what do I do with my bags when I'm getting off the ship and I have a long time to wait before my flight? So you have like a couple options, I think, in that case. One, you could take the transportation. Can you take it to different places? Like, could you take it back to the airport, drop it off at the airport at one of the luggage hold services? Because there are private companies there that will hold your luggage for you. Lots of cruise ports have this kind of thing where they will actually hold your luggage. I actually think there might be one near Disney Springs. You would have to Google that and see. But that's
a
another option.
third-party service that you have to pay for.
Not Disney. They will hold your luggage for you while you go enjoy your thing. So it's not as smooth. Because you're going to have to make an additional stop. Another option is people often will rent a car just for this instance, so that they have a place to store their so they have a place to store their luggage. Do like a one-way rental from the port back up to Disney World and then drop it off at the airport.
Yeah, that's a good idea. Ways to add some extra pixie dust to a Disneyland trip. First time going in May. I'm excited for you to go in May. Extra pixie dust. I think tours are fun. I don't know how many days you have, because if you only have a few days, there's going to be plenty for you to be doing just in regular park stuff. But the tours out there are really fun, especially because it's nothing you can do at Disney World. You can't tour Walt's apartment at Disney World. So I think that's really, really nice. I also am personally a fan of like the World of Color dessert packages.
That's what I was going to say. Yeah. There's so many nighttime shows out there that it's nice to have at least one where it's a little bit easier, and doing a dessert package will make it kind of a seamless, easy thing. Definitely will feel like pixie dust.
And don't forget your hoodie. Disney World people will think of May as hot, but at Disneyland, it's often hoodie weather in the evenings and mornings. How do we dress for these wild temps this coming week in Disney? Will we freeze? It is record-breaking cold. It is cold. I mean, you're going to just have to put on the layers and make sure at least one of your layers is like a windbreaker.
Yeah.
We don't want the air to get in.
Yes.
So, yeah.
And gloves and hats and things that you can easily take off and throw in your pockets, because going inside and outside, that gets a little bit tricky. It's one of my least favorite things about the winter is being all bundled up and then going inside and being hot and then going back outside and being cold. So things that they're easy to take on and off.
Sunday's high is 45 and low is 24.
No, thank you. That will be
good. But the good news is that it is sandwiched by more mild weather, like highs in the 60s.
Okay.
So, if you're going for more than just that, then you're going to have some good weather. It's just that day's going to be cold.
And I bet if you are able to be brave enough and handle it, the parks will be nice.
Yeah.
It'll be super busy.
Flight. I think this means flights leaves 7:15 p.m. or arrives 7:15. Okay. What is the quickest way to the Swan and where to have dinner? Rideshare is the easiest if you're adults only. And where to have dinner. On the boardwalk, there are a ton of places, but also the Swan and Dolphin have so much good food, and highly recommend. I mean, a lot of people absolutely love the food there.
Yeah.
Whenever we ask, like, what is the best steak that you guys have ever had at Disney World, a lot of people do mention the Swan as being the place. They have they have Blue Zoo. Let's see. I'm looking at the list. They have the Bourbon Steak, a Michael Mina restaurant. So that's one shoot. And then Todd English's Blue Zoo, Il Molino. They have a ton of good food there. So you could totally eat there. And also you can just go on the boardwalk, like Flying Fish.
I say Flying Fish is one of the best steaks I've ever had.
Yes, that's at the boardwalk. I don't
like fish. But I like steak, and it was delicious.
Yeah, lots of great choices there.
Grilled cheese, tomato soup.
We do love grilled cheese and tomato soup. Favorite Alaskan cruise port adventures?
I liked I liked them all. I'm not a big animal person. I mean, I like animals, but I'm not somebody who would actively do a vacation that was based around animals, but I will say the whale watching was amazing. I really, really, really like that one.
Yeah, we did that in Juneau, and it included a bit of a hike to go to the one of the icebergs, right?
Mm-hmm.
And so that was really nice. I was trying to look for the name of the excursion because somebody just asked me this the other day, and I actually looked it up. But it was the combination of like a walk, like a hike, and then we went on a boat and did whale watching in
Yeah,
Juneau.
that was
That
amazing.
was it was amazing. You also like don't have to book anything, although in
Mm-hmm.
Alaska, that's kind of part of why you're there. But the ships like are at towns that you could just go into the town,
Mm-hmm.
and so
Do
we
some
can do that as well.
exploring.
Or a combo of both. Like we took a train, I think it was in Ketchikan. We took like one of those trains, and then when we were done with the train, we just explored the town.
Mm-hmm.
Not a big town, but like we were able to like, go to our brewery and just do stuff there too. First timers with young kids, what to do the first evening after arrival so they feel the magic. So this is fun to want to like kick off your trip in a way that feels the magic.
Yeah.
We have a whole post on arrival and departure day stuff.
Mm-hmm.
So when I was doing some Googling earlier, I erased the tab because I had it kind of ready to go.
And I don't know
But
if you noticed, but I just added a new graphic to it this morning.
did you?
Yes, I did.
Were you ready for this
I
question
was.
today? Okay. So we have on arrival and departure days, and here's the graphic that I was actually going to show. Okay, so you can head directly to the parks. We're going to assume that's not what you're doing. Maybe you don't have a park ticket.
Mm-hmm.
You could enjoy a pool day, visit a water park. Although now that we've talked about the freezing cold temperatures, that doesn't sound great right now. But under normal circumstances, a water park. And for people going in the summer, it's free to do this on your arrival day. Character meal, very popular. But if you don't have a park ticket, make sure it's a character meal that is at a resort.
Correct.
And that they serve the meal that you are interested in.
Yeah, so Chef Mickey's is about your only one if you're doing anything like lunch or later, like lunch and dinner. Your Chef Mickey's is your only option. Like we talked about earlier, you can watch fireworks outside the parks. There's several places to do that, or just explore your resorts, and do something beyond swimming if it's too chilly for that.
Mm-hmm. Go on the monorail or the Skyliner. A lot of kids think that is a ride. And me, I think
a lot of adults too.
Yeah. So you can head on those, especially if you're not going to be taking those methods during your trip as like transportation. You can just treat it like a ride on a non-park day.
Yeah. Head over to Disney Springs. There's all sorts of places to eat and shop and entertainment things that are happening there. Or play a round of mini golf. The mini golf courses at Disney World are very cute, highly themed, and worth a stop if the times that they're open are working for what you're trying to fill on that first evening.
A lot of the resorts also have scavenger hunts. If you just ask them at the front desk for a scavenger hunt, they can give you one, and it'll give kids something to do around the resort to kind of get to know the resort.
Mm-hmm.
Have to decide between doing Fantasmic at 9:30 or Epcot extended evening hours from 9 to 11. What's more important to you?
Mm-hmm.
This is not something we can make the decision about for you because some people are really into nighttime shows and some people just want rides.
Mm-hmm. Do you know how I approach this though, Shannon? And this is probably not the best approach. So nobody listen to this advice, but I can watch Fantasmic in a video, but I can't go to Epcot, the extended evening hours. Like I can't watch that on YouTube the same way that I could watch Fantasmic. So that's kind of how I think of it. And also I'm probably paying a lot for that deluxe stay. I would want to utilize all the benefits that came with it.
It's a good way to look at it. Also, you're not the biggest Fantasmic fan.
Well, I was going to mention that too, but I've already said that I don't like animals. I mean, I like animals. I'm just not a big animal person, and I don't want any more strikes against me. This video, I
So,
have to like, I am checking so many boxes today. I'm just ready to be canceled.
cancel her. Cancel her. Best strategy to do the Starlight Parade and then Happily Ever After, only one parade per night during our trip. So, what do you think, Heather?
Position yourself in a place where you can easily see both.
Yeah.
Is what I would say. So closer to the hub, you don't want to be trying to swim upstream between the two. So position yourself in an area where you're not having to move a whole bunch in order to see both.
Yeah, and also like you can sort of save a spot and come and go. So if the idea of saving a spot so that you have a good place for both doesn't sound appealing to you, we get it. But you can come and go like to bathrooms and things like that, or to get food. We will head to a quick service, for instance, and get whatever. I wanted to show where we typically sit for the parades and fireworks. Okay, so this is the castle, obviously at the top, and this area right here above the one is where we often will sit, because the parade is nice when it is coming around the loop, but also you have a great view of the fireworks right here. The number one is where the dessert party is. So obviously they reserve that because it's a good view. And we're just kind of like right in front of it, just right in front, and you get good views of both. So that would be our pick if you're wanting to like stake out one place. First timer at Pot, what time should you get in line for the Skyliner to do Epcot early entry?
I went back. Well, first of all, I looked at our post just to make sure that I was consistent. But then I went back and looked at some photos from the summer when we were testing touring plans. And I was in line from the Art of Animation side, which is the same Skyliner station, at 6:55 in the morning for a regular, what is that, 8:30 early entry then for Epcot. The lines get pretty long, pretty fast on both sides, Art of Animation and Pop, and they do a decent job first thing in the morning, not having everybody like line up in one line. They kind of split it between the two lines, and then they feed people from both sides just to keep it fair until the lines decrease and it gets down to a more manageable level. So if you want to avoid a really long line earlier, there is probably better. I know that's awful to be thinking about getting in line that early in the morning,
but also don't be discouraged if you hop on the line and it's long. It does move quickly once it starts going.
Very quickly. And the advantage to you having maybe a little bit longer wait at that Skyliner station is it gives time for the line at the Caribbean Beach where you have to transfer, because that line will be long too. It kind of gives time for that line to get knocked down some, so you're not getting off and then standing at another line.
Traveling with toddlers, prioritize Lightning Multipass for Magic Kingdom and Hollywood Studios. Yes, 100%. Lots of attractions there that kids tend to like, and Lightning lanes tend to be the most effective.
Yes.
How early should we line up for Fantasmic reserved seating? Being close isn't our priority. If it's reserved,
I'll say 30.
Like you had the Fantasmic dining package.
That's what I'm thinking. That's the only way, right?
Yeah, there used to be fast passes. When they were called fast passes, and
dessert party.
Dessert parties. Yeah, there used to be lots of choices. Yeah, if you have reserved seating, I wouldn't be super early. Maybe 30. And again, you can bring in food, drinks, and kind of not feel like you're waiting a long time before Fantasmic. Do you recommend a table service dinner at Animal Kingdom or dine outside after, staying at movies and have young kids?
Animal Kingdom doesn't have a ton of table service options. There's Tusker House, Yak and Yeti, and then Rainforest Cafe. Those are like and then there's also Tiffin's, which is
Tiffin's.
Yes, too much for, I think, for probably for young kids. I don't think that they would enjoy it very much. It's a signature restaurant, it's more expensive. I would, if you're not going to do probably Tusker House, do the character meal, I would probably, there's so many great quick service options at Animal Kingdom, even though, again, Harambe, what's the name of that one that we're all upset about?
Harambe Market.
Even though RIP to some of the great stuff there are still lots of great food options for quick service at Animal Kingdom. I would probably do that and then do something outside for table. If you're doing table service.
It's not uncommon for people to pair Animal Kingdom and Disney Springs because people don't usually stay at Animal Kingdom, until dinner. So if you want to leave Animal Kingdom and go to Disney Springs, that can be a nice opportunity there's lots of great food in Disney Springs. Do afterwards events sell out considering July at Hollywood Studios? I looked up the sellout and not many have sold out in a while.
For Hollywood Studios in particular?
I just looked in general because it looked like last year only the first Magic Kingdom after hours sold out, but it didn't this year.
I could have sworn we had at least one sellout. Maybe it wasn't the first one then that hasn't sold out.
Yeah, I mean, I'm guessing they're asking this because they're, waiting to get the tickets and stuff like that.
Yeah.
It's probably not going to sell. It's not like the Halloween party or the Christmas party. But if you want to go, I would get the tickets.
I don't think you need to buy it then tomorrow. You have some time.
One more question. When do Memorial Day crowds die down? I'm going to Magic Kingdom Thursday after 5/28. It's not as busy as you think. Yeah. So I wanted to show our calendar where we show what we think the crowds are going to look like. So 22nd through the 25th is like Friday through Monday, Memorial Weekend. And even that's not, peak busy or anything. But then it just gets moderate. Yellow means moderate.
Yeah. Not everywhere is out of school by that point. So you kind of have that as an advantage. You're not going to have a bunch of people who are getting out of school that weekend and heading to Disney World.
The reason there's so many summer promos is that summer is not busy. So I think you're going to be okay. Even if you went Memorial Weekend, probably wouldn't be too bad. We've been there many times Memorial Weekend. Okay. That is all the questions. Hopefully that helped some people, but we do have some comments coming in. All right. Stephanie says, I've loved listening to you gals while we've been iced in. Stay warm, Stephanie. Come visit me in Puerto Vallarta. I did put a hoodie on yesterday because it was
the horror.
Christine is always here and she says, good morning. Actually, there's multiple Christines. Good morning, Christine.
Good morning.
Is Hollywood Studios a half-day park for toddlers this spring? Big trip in April. Sister has a young toddler and an infant. As a planner, I'm trying to give her different options for her kids.
There is less to do there than at other parks. I think that is fair to say for young ones, especially if you don't think they can sit through the shows. Because the shows would be an option, of course, for younger kids, but younger kids may not want to sit through all of the shows, which then decreases your options even more.
Yeah, I do agree with that. Depends if you're a show family or not. So that's going to factor into it. I'm scrolling, and the chat is very confusing. One person said that the audio is echoing, and we are going to try to address that afterwards because we aren't sure if it is platform specific, like the streaming software we're using, or if it is hardware specific, but we're going to try. When I listen back to the live stream, though, I didn't hear the echo, so I'm not sure exactly
where it's happening.
That works. Yeah. Okay. After watching your after hours content, convinced my husband to do a Magic Kingdom after hours date night in April. Parents to 4 kids, ages 9 to 17. Kids will hang at the resort. Splurge for mom and dad. I love this. I love when parents do things because guess what? You're still a person. After hours at Magic Kingdom, it's now hard for me to tolerate Magic Kingdom any other way except maybe party days.
It spoils you.
Yes, it totally does spoil you, which is why we talk about it so much. Any idea what the threshold is for room charges? Like $500. Um, I I don't know. I don't know. We can maybe call and ask. We could maybe call and ask. I have before. I made it live. Good morning, ladies. Keep up the good work.
Good morning.
Yes, well, thanks for joining. Appreciate all the comments. Appreciate you guys joining. And hopefully we were able to answer some questions. We'll be back tomorrow with news, whatever happens. Maybe Harambe Market will have another change.
We can only hope.
Stay tuned. Anyway, we'll be back tomorrow. Thanks for joining today.
Bye-bye.